brought from outside into Jordan, this, in our opinion, should be adapted to the local conditions. Otherwise, we don't have sustainability. Now, these particular valves that we showed in one of the slides were developed abroad, not particularly for this downstream control idea, but for other uses. We're going to adapt them to our situation in order to benefit from it. So yes, the answer is yes. The local conditions will be integrated into this in order to have sustainability. Because what we are lacking in our water industry is sustainability, to be able to deliver the same level of service and improve that day after day. So yes, we will do that. The two schools, absolutely agree with you. I lived through that as well. Although we grew up and and my family were saving also water in packets, we do have this tendency to get fresh water when the water comes. So intermittency for sure has a wasteful element. Reluctance of people, yes, we are facing that. It's just, we need to overcome this initial thing. And this initial reluctance of people. And I'm coming to your question with regard to whether it's an interim solution. It will be for the people who are reluctant. We need to give them small bites at a time and get them to understand that there are other ways of doing things. So I think the downstream control, in my opinion, in many cases, it's not necessary, because if we control the system, we minimize leakage, we have sufficient water. And the downstream control will not be necessary. It would be necessary in cases where we have water shortage, where we don't really have sufficient water and we need to actually ration that water. But at least with this solution, we are rationing based on the needs of the people. So there will be some equity in supply, and we are still not deteriorating our system. We're still keeping our system under control. Now, the roof tanks and energy saving. Basically, I think your question refers to the customer side with regard to the roof tanks. Ultimately, if we achieve 24/7 continuous supply, and we, as a utility, we instill confidence in the users, in the customers, then they can do away with tanks. But in my own country, after many, many years of continuous supply, still the customers, they don't feel confident enough to do away with the tanks. They say, you never know when this utility is going to cut off the water, let me keep the tank. Even in new houses nowadays, we still have tanks. Why? Because people suffered in the past with intermittent water supply, not just 1 year, a number of years, and in a number of occasions. So basically, the case of a roof tank is a case of the utility performing in such a way that it shows the customers that I'm here, I care for you, and I'm going to supply you with water every day. So in my opinion, in countries where there are roof tanks, it will be difficult to get rid of them just because people don't feel secure in the short and medium term. There has to be many, many years that they go by, and the new houses, when they feel confident, the people, they will not install tanks. Now, energy saving, this particular method that we are proposing doesn't change the way the water is distributed. It's within the house. You may, if we still ration the water, tanks are needed because there is no continuous supply. You need to store it somewhere. And if you wish to simulate 24/7 in your own home, in other words, from the ground tank, you pump it to the roof tank, and then you have continuous water, then you will still need that extra energy to do this. The only way to avoid both is to have continuous supply at a reasonable pressure so that the customers feel confident that I'll do away with all my pumping equipment and my tanks and my storage. Sorry for taking.
Yeah, just explain maybe the question on the pressure, on the energy saving was, is related to the network. We are not pressuring the network by pumping. It's also will be, we are using gravity, so there is no change on energy consumptions. The other way actually, we are trying to relax the system from any additional pressure on the system. We're keeping at the minimum level. So it's not increasing energy, it should be saving. Quickly on the roof tanks also, this is after the meter, which is not related to the pilot. That's where we are introducing water demand management concepts. We have many other things to address. My colleague maybe in her actual presentation will address maybe some of this. And lately on the Jordan manufacturing, of course, the idea is to commercialize this. If we have proven the feasibility, and we think so, then we need to have a reduction in the cost of control valves. Good will be very attractive option if this can be manufactured out of Jordan, of course.
Thank you. Can we all say thank you to the 6 presenters, Mahmoud, Dareen, Maha, Razan, Campos, Tanner. Thank you all. Thank you all.